Who's your emergency contact? Who should we notify in the case of death? Welcome to the USP, where I spent the last 25 years. Today, I want to share with you the Norteno and Border Brother riot. What happened was, like there's no secrets in prison. It's like high school without girls, but all the drama, except everybody has knives and what other weapons they have. It goes from little ice pick to what we call bone crushers, which are bone crushers. You get hit with them, your bone's not gonna stop it, you know. So that is Norteño do. Back then, like Topo, he had the yard for the Sereno. There was 5 other black hands on there. Topo was the youngest one ever made at that time. I don't know what's going on now, but he was the youngest black hand ever made. And everybody knows about everybody. Like a lot of dudes that was in Lompoc with me were legends in their own right. And through the course of these programs, my objective is in telling you these stories is not really about me. You're just going through the journey with me, but it's these individuals that you're gonna meet through me. And again, regardless of how you feel about what they've done or the decisions that they made in their lives, these are individuals that are legends that are worthy of my respect, because the life they chose isn't an easy one. They know the consequences and the repercussions and what comes with it. And these are G's that stuck by the code, lived by it, and died by it. For you to be a made man in any of these organizations isn't easy. You have to be an extraordinary individual. Not just your capacity for violence, but your intellect and your ability to organize and solve problems. So Topo, who became a very good friend of mine, he took a liking to me. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all these OGs that took me under their wings and helped me survive, taught me the rules, taught me the etiquette, taught me how to survive the environment that I'm in, because literally we are in a war zone. And like I said, through the course of these programs, I'm gonna share with you some of these wars. So one of these wars that we're about to discuss right now is the Norteño and Border Brother War, or incident, or riot, however you want to classify it, whatever. So me and the homie Bryce, I'll introduce you to him sometime down the road too. He's a Hawaiian homie from Waianae. Anybody that knows Bryson P. Jose, they know he's a bad motherfucker. Baddest man alive. If I can get him to start working out, we can do something really big out here with that shit. I talk to him here and there, whatever. Anyway, so we're going to chow one day, and gangster, this Norteño, because back then Topo let the Norteños walk on the yard with them. It's not like what it is now. Now the Norteños and the Serenos are separated. But every now and then you'll catch a Norteño and a Sereno on the same yard. So they had about 14, 15 Norteños that was on the yard. There was like 400 or 500 Serenos, But don't matter what all the other Sereños feel about the Norteños. When Topo say, hey, they walk the yard, that's it. There's no dispute. Like, his word is law amongst the Mexicans. You know, paisas, don't matter what. You know, he had other black hands that were older than him, Black Bob, Beto, Gato, you know, but they were more like in a retirement mode, you know. They were just kicking back, and Topo, he was head of security. So whatever he said, the rest abide by. And so we're going to chow, or we're going to the yard in the morning, and Gangster, name's Gangster, he's a Norteño, he can say, hey man, we just got a kite from Manny. The Border Brothers jumped him in the shoe. Manny's a Norteño. He was in the shoe in Lompoc, and when they went to wreck, for some reason, I have no idea, two of the Border Brothers jumped on him in the shoe. Now in prison, there's a rule. You cannot allow another race, another gang, put their hands on one of your own. Because if you do, and you don't retaliate, then your respect is gone. You know, it's like sharks smelling blood in the water. Once they know you're a victim, they're coming. You're not going to be able to do your time anymore. You're going to get your shit took. If you bring anything in, they're going to take it. If you're hustling, they're going to take it. And it's only a matter of time before they got you wearing lipstick. That's just the way it is. We're in an environment full of predators. So even if you don't want to retaliate, don't want to do something, you have no choice, because what you don't do, what you do is going to dictate how you treat it. So Gangster comes to us and says, hey man, these freaking Border Brothers jumped one of my brothers, so we're going to get them. But we're going to wait till after the lunch meal, because everybody's been waiting for you guys' meal. You know, what he's talking about is in Hawaii, they celebrate King Kamehameha Day. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. I'm not sure. But it's a holiday in Hawaii. Now back there in Lompoc, if you wanted to celebrate a holiday, they don't care what it is. The only stipulation is you have to cook for the whole compound. Like back then, the rapport with the staff and the inmate was one of, I don't know the terminology, but we worked together because they respected we respected the CO. The CO respected us because we all understand, hey man, treat each other like men, mind our own business, and everybody get along. Like I said, we're not out there running around being disrespectful to the staff, and the staff weren't out there running around being disrespectful to us. And if one of us is being disrespectful to a staff just for the sake of being disrespectful, then the people's gonna deal with them. And if a CO is disrespectful to inmates, they're gonna get a couple of warning. They're gonna, them say, hey man, check your co-worker, man. And if that guy has a hard head and don't learn, he might lose his life. And there's plenty of correctional officers in the federal systems that's lost their life because they refuse to accept that they're in the environment that they're in. And for somehow they don't want to recognize us or see us as men. And those that do that, I mean, when they do that, it's detrimental to their health, literally. So, but back to my story, the staff that worked in the kitchen, they were like, yeah, it was cool. They're like, you guys want to celebrate a holiday or whatever, just cook for the whole compound. So the blacks, they would celebrate Martin Luther King Day, and they would cook their fried chicken, collard greens, watermelon. I'm not, when you say that, oh, black people love fried chicken, they're going to think, oh, you're right. But they really love fried chicken. Every time they were able to freaking cook a meal for the compound, it's fried chicken, collard greens, black eyed peas, and watermelon. Every single time. You know, and then if you got the blacks from the South cooking, they like to do their chicken and waffles. And these dudes cook because they're not. Back then, man, the food was cooked by us. And the people that cooked it put love into it because they know they're going to eat it too. And, well, really, if you're in the kitchen cooking bad food, they're going to remove you. Either they're going to make your ass find another job. I'm talking about the inmates. Either they're going to make you find your ass find another job, or they're going to stab your ass up and chop you up because everything is serious. It's like treat the rest of us how you want to be treated type of thing. If you're not going to eat this slop, don't feed it to us. You know, I was working in the kitchen. I was working in a dental lab when I first got there. I got a job in the dental lab where you make dentures and stuff. But I only lasted for a couple months because the CO that was working there, you know, this Filipino fucker, you know, he seen that I had that assault on the staff. So he was always trying to push my button. And one day, you know, I pulled him to one of the rooms. I was like, hey, man. I said, what you want to do? All this tit for tat going back and forth. I know you feel some type of way. What you want to do? Because I guarantee you at the end of the day, once I whoop your ass, you're just going to show up in the courtroom testifying, talking about, I was only doing my job. Just like the last motherfucker I whooped. You know. But to avoid myself from getting in that situation, I quit the job. And when I quit that job, he tried to screw me over and put me on the 430 count for the kitchen. But he didn't know I'm considered high security. I can't come out of my cell till 6 o'clock. And I gotta be locked in my cell by 10. I can't have no night shift job, and I can't be out of my cell before 6. So instead of having to report to the kitchen at 4:30, I just go at 6 o'clock. And when I go there, I told the people that work in the kitchen, hey, you don't gotta pay me nothing. And in exchange, I'm not trying to do nothing. So one of the CO, his name was Clark, little redhead, skinny fucker. He wanted to make me serve the line, and it was chicken day. You know, over there, our menu is consistent. We get hamburger, we get Monday's a mystery. On Tuesday is some type of chicken. Wednesday is burger. Thursday is fried chicken. Friday is fish and macaroni and cheese. I have no idea how they put fish and macaroni and cheese together. You know, but that's our menu. But the food were cooked. They were good. So on this particular day, it was a Thursday, it was fried chicken. When you come through the chow hall, I'm serving the fried chicken. You're only supposed to get one piece. And the CO is standing to my right. So when people come in, they're like, hey, let me get another piece. I don't care. I give them another piece. And the CO's like, hey, you're only supposed to give them one piece. Whatever, I give the next guy come, hey, let me get another piece. I give him another piece. And the CO again is like, hey, what you doing? I told you can give him one piece. I tell him, hey, man, I'm an inmate. I'm a convict. I don't work for you. I work for my fellow prisoners. If they want 2 pieces, I'm gonna give them 2 pieces. If they want 4 pieces, I'm gonna give them 4 pieces. If they want the whole fucking tray, I'm gonna give them the whole fucking tray. You know? And he's like, if you do that again, blah, blah, blah. I was like, listen, I don't care. So, third guy comes, whoever the next guy comes, hey, let me get extra piece. I give him extra piece. He's not saying anything anymore. He's mad though, because I'm giving fried chicken away. So he tells me, stop serving the chicken. You're in charge of the napkin. And again, the napkin, you're supposed to open up the package and put a couple out each time an inmate comes through. But I'm not trying to stand there and pull out 2 napkins for every individual inmate that comes. So I just open the whole thing and stack them all on top of the freaking counter. And the inmates grab whatever they want. And he didn't like that either. So he threatened me. He's like, hey, after this line, I'm trying to see you. I'm like, what do you mean you're trying to see me? So I'm sorry I didn't get to the Norteno and Border Brother right, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You might have to wait till the next episode, but I'm getting there. Just let me finish this part right here first. So after we serve chow, this fucker calls me out. His name is Clark. Yeah, if you remember, man, hit me up. CO Clark in Lompoc 2001, 2002. In Lompoc, USP. Little redhead freckle motherfucker. So he calls me out. I say, are you serious? He goes, yeah, I'm trying to see you. I said, are you serious? He goes, yeah. So we go into the kitchen, but it's in the main room. You know, he's like, what's up? I said, what you want to do? I said, man, there's cameras everywhere. I said, why don't we go into vegetable prep? He goes, if you're serious, let's go into vegetable prep. But you know, if you whoop me, I ain't gonna say nothing. But you gonna do the same? You guys can show up at court and testify against me, crying about, I was just doing my job and this inmate assaulted me and this and that. Because that's what they do. They act like they're tough until they get their ass whooped. You know? So when I told him, let's go into vegetable prep, where there's no cameras, we can lock the door and make sure only one of us come out. He had to change the tune. He's like, next time I tell you to serve one chicken, you serve one chicken. I was like, man, fuck your chicken. I don't care about your chicken. I already told you, whatever they ask me, I'm going to give it to them. I'm not going to tell them no. So anyway, it worked out for me because after that, I just had to show up, eat breakfast, stay in the kitchen until breakfast was done, and go about my business. I didn't have to serve no chow. I didn't have to get on the line. I didn't have to clean up. I didn't even have to pass out paper towels. So it worked out for me, you know. But back to the Norteno riot, Border Brother riot, gangster came and said, hey man, everybody's been waiting for our meal because we get to cook for the whole compound. And we would cook, that the homies that we brought in the kitchen to cook, you know, I forgot all their name. Boo Boo, Bobo, he was a Guamanian, Pine, Hawaiian, Shine, Hawaiian, and a couple of Filipino homies. Man, we made pork and cabbage, oxtail soup, teriyaki chicken, fried noodles, fried rice, fruit salad, and kimchi. That was our menu that we cooked for King Kamade. And the whole compound loved it, and they waited for it every year. So when Gangster came, he said, hey, look, we're going to take off on the Border Brothers after lunch. We don't want to fuck off the meal for everybody because the whole compound's been waiting for it. They gave us that respect, and they gave the respect to the rest of the compound. And it's crazy because the whole yard knew that these dudes going to get chopped up after lunch, but nobody informed the victims. Because if he confided in me and said, hey man, we're going to chop up the Border Brothers after lunch, and I turn around and go inform one of the Border Brothers that, hey, the Norteño's about to take off on you, and somehow words get back that I was the one that warned the Border Brothers, my life is forfeited because I broke the law. You know, they letting us know what's going to happen out of respect so that we can, if we got stuff, because, you know, after certain incidents, there's a potential shakedown. So they're giving us the courtesy so you can put all your stuff up. You know, hide your stuff up, whatever, prepare for the shakedown. But in Lompoc, there was no shakedown. There was no lockdown. It was just clean up the blood and keep on going. So we had the meal was success. You know, everybody came and told us how much they loved the meal and can't wait for the next one. And it was cool. You know, we slaved all day cooking it. You know, we got up, some of the homies was there since 4:30. I was up there at 6 o'clock, helping them until about 10 o'clock. So anyway, so after lunch, after you eat lunch, you go out to the yard where everybody congregate waiting for a recall to go back to work or come back to the unit. And then there's a move at 12:30, a 10-minute move. So on a 10-minute move, while we're walking in the hallway, the deuces go off. And the CO starts running in one direction. Boom, boom. While they're running towards an incident over here somewhere, somebody else, another guard hits another panic button at another spot. And they were running over here. And then the deuce was just going off all over the prison. And the CO was just, we're in the hallway, stuck in the hallway. And the COs are just running. They're like, where is it going? What's going on? Which way we're going? See, where is it at? And I was like, it's everywhere, because there's only like 14, 15 Norteños on the yard at the time. There's a lot more border brothers than them. They're outnumbered. So, but in there, everybody's like militant. Every war, they have strategies to win a war. Don't matter the number. Don't matter how big you are. The element of surprise is always going to be in the favor of the aggressor. So each of them picked their victim. And when the time came, they got their man. People was telling me in the Unicorps, well, the Norteños hit a border brother with a box cutter from his ears to his mouth and split him up, and his whole face just peeled off. They had another one that was getting stabbed up by a screwdriver, and the screwdriver was still in his neck when he was getting rolled out on a gurney. It was bloody. Over there they have Unicorps where they're making tables and furnitures and stuff. So there's all types of tools and weapons and whatnot. And yeah, they punished them. They chopped them up, and it was gruesome. I didn't see any of it. I was in the hallway watching the guards run around like chickens with their head cut off because it was going off everywhere. But the Norteños, they're a smaller number compared to all the other gangs, to the Sereno especially, but to the Paisas and Border Brothers, whatever. So, but with any group, when somebody disrespects your group, you have to be extra when you retaliate to let everybody else know that, hey, we're not going for this shit. We're not putting up for this shit. And if you come against us, we're gonna hurt you. At the end of the day, violence is a universal language. It's a language that we can all understand. And it's a language that is most respected. Thank you for tuning in to Welcome to the USP. I got a lot more, man. It's endless. See you next time.